You may have heard or seen in the recent news that Nottingham and the surrounding areas have now been put into Tier 3 of the COVID levels. That's the very high alert. So Newark and Sherwood remains still at the high level, Tier 2. Now, whilst some think this is good news, I must emphasise that there is every possibility we ourselves might also go into Tier 3. Our current rate of infection is around about 175 per 100,000. By way of context, when Newark Town earlier this year was put into the watch list, it was 20 per 100,000. There is still an increase in the infection rate among older people, but the key issue for us here in Newark and Sherwood is the increasing pressure on the NHS and our hospitals in particular. Not solely those entering with COVID and the difficulties they're experiencing and the higher numbers there are, but also now they are having to cancel elective surgery, hip replacements and others. And so this really is beginning to impact on the health of our communities, and we have to reflect that and understand. So please remain vigilant and follow those guidelines with regard to Tier 2. One that is probably quite important now, realising that Tier 3 is so close to us, is to seek to minimise your travel into those areas wherever possible. And to that extent, I would encourage people to stay safe and shop local. We have visited over 600 businesses. We've had 60 different members of staff going through all villages and towns, promoting what needs to be done, working with businesses and with the public. We've had over 1,000 interactions. Where we have received complaints, we have followed those up. And indeed, probably about 4 premises now are under final notice on certain warnings. So, the guidance is there. We're trying to put it out. We're working with employers, and indeed, regrettably, where it's rare, we're enforcing actions that need to take place. That is for your security. The rest is now down to you again. Keep washing your hands, face coverings wherever possible, and also try and retain your distance to people at 2 metres, 1 metre in indoor environments. That applies also in pubs, restaurants and cafes now, where there's no mixing of households there, or yourselves unless in a social bubble. The rule of 6 remains outdoors. Let's keep doing what we're doing, work very hard, keep that rate of infection down, but please retain that vigilance. That risk of Tier 3 is still very real indeed. Please stay safe, shop local and look after yourselves.